Good morning. Oh my God. There's life in the congregation. Good morning and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, and a shout out to our online community. I'm so glad you're all here with us today. It has been a wonderful summer, and I hope you've enjoyed our summer series, Metaphysics in the Movies, and recognizing that everywhere you look is spiritual truth. You can't escape it. It's in the books, it's in the movies, it's in the advertising. I bet you didn't expect that one, huh? It's there. Spirit is there, making itself known. And so it's a wonderful opportunity for us to be reminded of the fact that Spirit is everywhere if we are looking for it. If we are living it and reflecting it, then we see it reflected back at us. That's why you all decided to say good morning. You never say good morning back to me when I say that. You do, but today you were reflecting back to me. Well done. So now that fall has arrived, the kids are back in school, we too shall be resuming our unity lessons. And so we go back to the basics, and we start with what unity's foundation is. Does anyone want to guess? Prayer. Prayer, absolutely. And so Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said, prayer points us to the source of light and life and every good within our own spiritual consciousness. Say that with me. Prayer points to the source of light and life and every good within our own spiritual consciousness. Yes. So it's a usual question for newcomers to ask as they acquaint themselves with Unity affirmative prayer processes. When we pray, they say, to whom or what are we praying? Because all of a sudden they've realized it is no longer this God figure on a throne on a cloud in the sky somewhere. And then they get confused. Well, if it's not that, what on earth is it? And the answer is within. In Unity, we pray to what is called the source. It's also called God, but sometimes that God word has a little twinge to it, so not everyone likes that God word. And the truth of it is we pray to the source of all life, the universal life essence that is everywhere present. The source is also within our very own consciousness. The source is our energetic connection to the divine. Unity principle number 2. Human beings have a spark of divinity within them. The Christ Spirit within. Their very essence is of God, and therefore they are also inherently good. Regardless of appearances. I like to add that little clause on the bottom. And so if our source is the energetic connection to the divine and the universal life source is everywhere present, then you can also say, there is no spot where God is not. Affirm that with me. There is no spot where God is not. Yes. And in New Thought, of course, we have a song by that title by Jamie Lula, and we have a children's book by Fawn Parrish and Sherry Burnett. And so when we pray, we aspire to pray from a knowingness that we are already connected to that life source. In New Thought, in our New Thought spiritual process and philosophy, We strive to not pray for a connection, but we strive to pray from that connection. Yes. However, we don't always start out there. It takes a little while to get to understand that distinction of not praying for that connection, but praying from. It's different. It is not as though God or the life force has forgotten its connection. Oh, no, no, no. It is us, the human, who has forgotten. Hopefully, only temporarily. And that temporary time could be minutes, days, sometimes a week. God forbid, an hour. A year. And sometimes that's exactly what our soul needs to push us to the next level of learning. Now, I want you to read these slides and just wonder, why on earth is she showing me that? But I'll get to it. We pray to the divine within ourselves. With affirmative prayer, we do not ask, beg, or beseech for help, as the slide shows. We do not ask to be saved or rescued from someone, something, somewhere. In unity, our affirmative prayer practice is to affirm, declare, decree, and demand manifestation. Because the truth already exists. For example, the slide above me shows this statement: help us see the everyday miracles around us. This is like going to the eye doctor. You know how they do one lens and they go 1 or 2, A or B? We get to try this out now. So, what feels better to you? Help us see the everyday miracles happening around us. Or try this one. I am surrounded by miracles every day. Which one feels better to you? Oh, number 2, very good. Your prescription is improving. So instead of saying, help me remember my greatest purpose is to be happy, please, oh please, oh please, try this one. I am happy. I see my greatest purpose unfolding perfectly in divine order. Which one feels better? Number 2. I know I get tingles just saying it out loud. Oh, what a wonderful idea. Let's affirm it together. I am happy. I see my greatest purpose unfolding perfectly in divine order. Yes. So in unity, our affirmative prayer practice is to affirm, declare, decree, and demand. Oh, God calling. No kidding. Do you see the power of affirmative prayer? God's calling us. Hey, you got it. You're right on now. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said in her teaching Unity students that prayers aren't sent out at all. Sometimes that's our trouble. Where would we send our prayers? We should direct them to our minds, our hearts, and our affairs. Now, in her timeline, the word affair did not mean what you're all thinking. It meant the manifestation of your outer life. Clean it up. In the revealing word by Charles Fillmore, the other co-founder of Unity, he said, the metaphysical meaning of affirmation is a positive statement of truth. By the use of affirmations, we claim and appropriate that which is ours in truth. He went on to say that the purpose of an affirmation is to establish in consciousness a broad understanding of the divine principles on which all life and existence depend. Get the word depend. By affirming truth, we are lifted out of false thinking into the consciousness of spirit. The act of affirmation is the yes. I saw someone jump. Is the yes action of the mind. The act of affirming and declaring truth. It is the mental movement that asserts confidently and persistently the truth of being in the face of all appearances to the contrary. Now, affirmations aren't anything without denials. They go like a salt and pepper set. So it's important to know also that the metaphysical meaning of a denial is the mental process of erasing from consciousness the false beliefs. A denial clears away a belief in error as reality, and thus makes room for the establishing of truth. Charles goes on to say, "Let us make our denials as though we are gently sweeping away the cobwebs, and make our affirmations in a strong, bold, positive attitude of mind." May I have an amen? Amen. Affirmations and denials are the two movements of the mind that express the power to accept or reject, to hold or let go. When we center ourselves in divine mind, our affirmations and denials will be made in right relation to one another. We will know when to let go of a thought and then move into the next one. So the trick is to be aware, be present when you're practicing your denials and affirmations. You don't have to hold on. Trust Spirit flowing through you. Trust that you will know when to let go, when to move forward. It's like breathing. Inhalation, exhalation. Easy, simple flow. Got it? All right. So thank you, Charles. But in our modern day language, you know I would never say thus, right? It wasn't me, it was him. In our modern day language, it means we speak or declare words of truth to remind ourselves at the human level of a truth that we already know is real. Real with a capital R, not real with a small r. So when appearances are not looking like the capital R we know to be true, we can use our denials and affirmations to sweep the cobwebs and start anew. We can let the outer world of yesterday's thoughts that are already manifested just be what they are. At a spiritual level, we know the truth. We also know that today, in this now moment, we have the opportunity, the responsibility. We have the responsibility to use our denials and affirmations to create the life we want, to create the life we know is the divine will for our lives. We can seize that thought, affirm the greater truth, God's truth, divine truth, absolute truth. It is our responsibility to do that for ourselves and for one another. That's how we co-create a world that works for all. So I invite you to join with me in some of these affirmations. We'll start with the one from our daily word together. I am spirit within. I am spirit in action. Together, I am stronger than the physical discomfort I feel. I am awake to the truth of my perfect health. I call to it and I claim it now. You feeling good? I am awake to the presence of God within. I hear the still small voice. I call to it. I claim my oneness with the divine now. I am abundantly prospered in all areas of my life. I am awake to the truth of my perfect prosperity. I call to it and I claim it now. If you have a smartphone, if you are finding in your day-to-day life that you would love to have a reminder of an affirmation, a unity-based statement of truth to help you reconnect when you're not connected in that moment, I would recommend that you download this Silent Unity You Pray app onto your phone. I've been showing it off recently because Unity World Day of Prayer is in a week or so. And of course, all of our prayer tools are at the forefront of our mind. And so I wanted to share with you if you did not know about this particular app. So wherever you are, whatever time, day or night, you can send Silent Unity a prayer request. You can go on there and read affirmations on a number of different topics. You can do a guided meditation. And then, of course, you have all of us, too. But if it's 2:30 in the morning, please use your You Pray app. You are never separate from God. You are never separate from God. Because there is only one power and one presence, God the good, active in your life and mine here, right now. And even better yet, there is no spot where God is not. Affirm that with me. There is no spot where God is not. So if you ever feel separate, please use your tools, call upon your app, call upon your spiritual community, and know that wherever you are on the journey, you are not alone. Namaste.